Good morning. How is everybody? I just wanted to share a testimony, but before I do, I just want to say, oh my gosh, like I cannot wait to see you all in person. I miss you. I miss being together. I miss being present with you and seeing your faces. And I look forward to the day that we can do that. But, we're in this shift and I'm thankful for being able to shift into gear and still stay connected. We are so blessed at Elevation for being able to stay connected with Philip doing his morning devotions, with after the experiences on Sunday, to be in our churches, Facebook groups, and to be able to chat about the sermon. And it's like everyone has just really stepped up and top of their game. And I just want to say, thank you to the staff because I know you have been nonstop. You have really been diligent to be there for all of us. So I just want to say thank you. This has been actually a blessing. And I lead a women's e-group, and we're actually meeting twice a week. So, we can't be present with each other, but we're present in that way. And so for now, that's what we're going to do. So I wanted to share some things that I really been good for me through this time. I lost my job a couple months ago, and I was really kind of not expecting it. I was at the top of my game. I am a sales agent, and I was the top sales agent for the first quarter. I was selling like crazy, and I was in momentum. My momentum was really good, and like I had it down for the next couple of months and whatnot. And the day that they let me go, I was actually going to write a contract. So I didn't see it coming. A lot of other people didn't either. So I really had a hard time with it, and I had to process it. So it was rough. It was not easy. And when I look back, there were days where I was just like having meltdowns. I know in my head that God is going to take care of me, that God is going to provide for me. I know in my head that He loves me and cares for me, and I am His daughter. But there were days where I was anxious and just trying to sort things out that, I like to fix it, like I just want to fix things. So I had my little plan A and my plan B, and I really didn't have room on those days for God's plan. It was kind of like Jerry's plan A and Jerry's plan B, and I was keeping God in this box. So sometimes I can do that, but I realize that His plans are really better than my plans. So I just had to let go and really surrender, that He's got this. But one of the things I love is Philip's devotionals that he does at 8 o'clock in the morning. So I've been tuning in for that. And this one morning he said, write in the chat box these things. Tell us what you're going through. Tell us what's going on so we could pray for you and everything. And so I did. That morning I wrote triggered, and it was almost like an act of faith because I've been triggered, and I know I'm triggered by and that's what's causing these meltdowns. But the next time when he said, write it down again, I wrote that I'm not enough. And it was almost like an act of obedience. Like I'm writing this down, and as I'm writing, it's like coming out as I'm writing it down. And it was that I wasn't enough. And that was the thing. Like when I lost my job, in the back of my head, like that's a lie that Satan was telling me, and that I was believing that I wasn't enough. No matter how good I was at my job, and no matter how successful I was at my job, I still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough, and I had like trigger points in my life where, that's a familiar spirit. And when I got off the Facebook, devotional with Philip, it hit me like this revelation, major revelation, hit me. And I realized, what it was. And I've been reading in this devotional book about faith and whatnot and doubt. And I want to read these scriptures because it's so good because, we can have faith, but if we have faith and we doubt, if we just have a little bit of doubt, then that can be enough to not believe. So this scripture is in Mark 11:22 and 23, and it says, Jesus said to the disciples, have faith in God. I tell you the truth, you can say to this mountain, may you be lifted up and thrown into the sea, and it will happen. But you must really believe it. You must really believe it will happen and have no doubt in your heart. And then in Matthew 21, verse 21 and 22, it says, Jesus replied, truly I tell you, if you have faith and do not doubt, not only can you do what was done to this fig tree, but also you can say to this mountain, go, throw yourself into the sea, and it will be done. If you believe, you will receive whatever you ask for in prayer. And so it hit, I realized that I had been doubting. I had been doubting God that, I wasn't enough, that he wasn't going to do what I was asking him. Like, why would he do that for me? And it was like the lie just kept getting a little bit more of a lie and more of a lie. And then it hit me what I was really believing in. And I said, no, like I am a child of God. I am chosen. I am a wonder. I am good. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. I am a daughter of the Most High God. I'm a daughter of Zion. So I had to declare those things, even though I know in my head those things. It was like I was praying these prayers, but I was praying them with a doubt mindset and not really letting go. It was like I was thinking God's not going to do this for me, because I'm not enough. And that's exactly what the enemy was doing. He was, just making me confused and in this state of confusion and anxiety. And then once I realized what it was, I just had to let it go. I had to surrender it. I had to give it to the Lord. And, once you realize what it is, then I think you can take your scriptures, like these scriptures, and I have a couple others. One's in John. It says, stop doubting and believe. That's it. Just stop doubting and believe. So I had to kind of go back to a familiar spirit to recognize it so I could move forward. And that's kind of like what Holly was saying when she preached a couple weeks ago. Sometimes we have to go back before we can go forward. And so I had to kind of go back to be able to move forward and recharge. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know a lot of people have lost their jobs and it kind of sucks. But I know that I have a God who's faithful. I have a God who owns the cattle on a hill. And I have a God who loves me. And, sometimes I think, well, why not me? Why not me? So, because my God can move mountains. And so I believe that. And so I hope you're encouraged, and just wanted to share that revelation with all of you. And I really look forward to the day that we are all together so I can hug your necks and just squeeze you tight. So until then, have a great day.